This is Young TP. You are listening to your Don't Listen podcast. Stop playing.
Yo, 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 what is good, good people? We are back at it again. Don't Listen podcast with your boy TP. Stop playing. I really don't like to harp on things too much. But, some things should have to be brought to light. Some things has to be brought to light. And I normally don't respond to people that put negative things in my comments. But I guess for some reason, what I said ruffled some feathers. Yeah, what I said must have ruffled a few feathers. And, the truth hurts some people sometimes. I learned that in life. I learned that in all my movement. That sometimes when you say something that's true, people can't handle it. And unfortunately today, I have to get in that box again. I was going to do 24/7 boxing for y'all today. But instead, I'm going to respond to a few comments that I got on my last video. Listen to a racist. Now, if I said something that was wrong, I'll be the first person to say, you know what? I'm wrong here. I'm wrong here. I apologize for giving you people misinformation. And if somebody provide a counter narrative to anything that I say on my podcast, I'm more than glad to debate that. You can come on this podcast and debate with me. But some random person or random people got in my comments and left me a couple nasty remarks. One person was constructive. They actually came with numbers. And of course, had a counter narrative for them as well. So I want to show you some of the comments I got today. One was yesterday or whenever it says a day ago, but I just saw it today. And let's look at them. And then, just like in that video, I'm going to break down everything they said, because that's what I do. You say something crazy, I'm going to come with some facts. Okay, so let's take a look at what this guy said in my this is the comments I got today, good people. And me, I don't shy away from controversy or whatever. Whatever you choose to bring in my in my comments, I'm not a big podcast, so there's a good chance that I might see it. So just know if you're coming crazy, I might just go crazy with you because I love the smoke. Okay. At the end of the day, let's look at what they had to say. Let's break it down. The dude said, first of all, his name is Dick M. Saucy. Let's take a look at him. Let's take a look at him. This channel doesn't have any content, no videos. This guy just made this channel just so he could not put his name out there like that. But look at his face. Yeah, he liked to wear caps like me. It don't make you smart. I wear glasses. Okay, so let's look at what this guy said. Let's look at what he said, because it don't make you smart. I wear glasses. And so it don't make you smart. Okay. Okay. Why is it not showing all the comments? Okay. For some reason, it's not showing all the comments. Why not? Sort by the newest. Okay, let's go. Stop playing. Okay. He said, wow, I feel dumber after watching this. Maybe try doing a little research before embarrassing yourself for the whole world to see. All right, how do I respond to that? I don't know if I embarrassed myself. I don't think I did. I reacted to words that came out of his mouth. But let's see what I said. I said, you feel dumber because you are. What research is needed when you hear the ish from the horse's mouth? What research did you do before clicking on this video about me? None. So if you think what you say would make me not speak on them, you are sadly mistaken. What I say is obviously not for you, so you must be one of his minions. F out of here. Must be some truth in what I said, because your panties are clearly in a bunch. He said you're an effing moron, and you proved his point. If you actually had taken the time to understand his argument. And I said, and you prove mine, you're a minion. You came in my comments with no context, just name calling again. F out of here, right? So if somebody come in your comments calling you a moron without telling you what you said was wrong, number one, without actually having an argument and resort to name calling, I think that in itself is immature intellectually and immature as a person. Because if what I did was provide context when I did the video, every point he made, I made a counterpoint. But see, it's people like this that don't really have a counter argument or a counter narrative. They just resort to name calling. They really ain't got nothing to say. They just mad. And they panties are in a bunch. When I did that video, I wasn't even mad. I actually said, I'm glad he showed me that. I respect that. You know, when you're an a-hole all the time, can nobody be mad at you for being one? Because that's who you are. I respect it. But you see, people like this, they don't really have an argument. All they can say is, you stupid. What are we in the 5th grade? You can't have a conversation because there was another gentleman in the comments, we're going to look at his, that came with numbers and tried to argue for his guy. But we're going to break his down too. But see, when you have people that come like the first guy, see, I can't respect that. So now you're going to get some sauce back, Mr. Saucy, McSaucy. You look like you had something in your mouth, how fat your face is. You know what I'm saying? You might want to go get that checked out, homie. But at the end of the day, when you got people like this that can't come with no real arguments, just say stuff with no context, Mr. McSaucy, I ain't going to say your first name because that's what you are. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you ain't got no argument. What's the point of getting in somebody's comments to just name call? You're a moron. This is 5th grade all over again, good people. And these are the type of people that's easily influenced by somebody they think is smart because they not. They can't critically think for themselves. So they listen to somebody else's opinions and words, and that's just what it is, without even thinking for themselves. But they will tell you you're a moron. Nah. You a sad excuse for a human being because you can't get in my comments and make a good argument or a counter narrative to what I said. So that let me know what type of person you are. Okay? F out of here. All right, so let's go to the next person. Let's look at the next person because this other person, they didn't even want to get, I guess, didn't want to put their comment by itself. So they went underneath of somebody else's and hid it in the comments of somebody else's comment. Okay. Let's look at this crap because you know, I love when they try to come with so-called smarts and it's weak. Your argument is weak. Don't come in my stuff with a weak argument. It ain't gonna happen. Okay? This guy is A. Water Filthy R15. These people just making up stuff. They making up stuff so they can comment because they don't want to put their real name on it. Put your real name on it. My name is on my channel. Okay? And at the bottom of my screen. Excuse me. What you hiding for? Say your name. Okay? This is what he said. A Rasmussen poll polled 1,000 Black Americans. 25% said it was not okay to be white. Another 25% said, I don't know. I don't know can mean any number of things, from liking whites but not liking the phrasing to disliking whites but not openly admitting it. It is unverifiable what percent of the I don't know group falls into which camp. So for the risk mitigation purposes, For risk mitigation purposes, you take the worst case scenario, which is they all don't like whites and just don't admit it. This gives you a 50% of a representative group of Black Americans that don't think it's okay to be white. Giving that's 1 and 2 or half. A reasonable conclusion is to not be around a group of people where a majority of them don't like you, yet somehow is racist to avoid a race of people that don't like you for your race. Okay. So what I said was, so the poll only asked a question to 1,000 Black people, and that's the general consensus you come up with is all Black people don't like white people. Regardless of what the numbers are, they are not a true representation of what people feel. Just like I said to the other person that decided to justify what this man said, the words that came out of his mouth is more believable than the poll he cited, because 1,000 people don't represent Black people as a whole. A spade is a spade. Carry on with your day. Okay. So the poll he cited, so there is really a poll. They polled 1,000 people. Let's ask Google how many Black people here in America. Okay, Google, how many Black people are there in America? Okay, Google, how many Black people are here in America?
Here are some results from the web.
Here's some results. Okay, facts about the U.S. Black population. As of 6 days ago, the Black population of the United States is growing. In 2021, there were estimated 47.2 million people who self-identified as Black. Okay, 47.2 million people. 47.2 million people, and they asked 1,000. So 1,000 people speak for 47 million? Not only that, where did you ask that question to? Have they been negatively affected by white people for them to have such a high number of them that don't? And it was 25%, not 50. %25. The other 25% said they don't know. Maybe they don't interact with white people, so how would they know? Maybe there ain't no white people where they live, so how would they know? But you see, again, how they try, excuse me, how they try to make their arguments that don't have any substance. Mr. What's his name again? Mr. Water Filthy 1559, whatever. You know, who are these people that think you could just randomly get in somebody's comments and just say something without rebuttal, number one. And then make a weak ass argument. Who you think you are? I don't mind people getting in the comments with some facts that could really just make me think different. Get in there. I want people to get in the comments. I like to have these kind of conversations. And like I said, I don't have a big podcast, so it's a good chance that I'll see your comments and we can speak on it. And if you are that compelling, I will bring you on. Me and you can have a conversation on a real pod. You can be here and we could talk face to face and iron out our differences if we can iron them out, or at least we can have conversation. But when somebody tells you that they did a poll on 1,000 Black people and we got 47 million of us here, and you're going to tell me that 1,000 represents all 40, miss me with that. Miss me with that. Your argument has no substance. Come with something else, brother. And then all of you want to keep making excuses for it. Excuse me. This man said it out his mouth. So it can't be disputed. A poll can be disputed. It only has 1,000 people representing 47 million of us. Are you serious? And you could take that poll serious? Can you take that poll serious? The data tells me there's not enough information for that poll to be taken serious. That's what it tells me. So you can keep making excuses for this man, who I said I respect his gangster, because he came right out and said it. Yeah, don't even fuck with them. I respect people that wear their feelings on their sleeves, regardless if it's right or wrong. How you feel is how you feel. But you can't justify bull crap to me. Miss me with that. Okay, let's look at the last guy. And I thought this person's comment wasn't bad or nothing. I just thought it was just wrong. But let's look at it. Let's check it out, see what he said, because I ain't mad at him. You know? He said, it's weird to see people only just now discover him or only know him from Dilbert cartoon. Adams is much more than that. He has published great books and has had the most constructive ideas about the Black community for years. And what did I say? I said, how do you have the most constructive ideas about the Black community and then come to this? Very hard for me to believe that. None of these stereotypes he said out his own mouth comes from someone who had any constructive relationship with Black people. I'm sorry. I believe words that come from people's mouth, and he said a mouthful. Nobody made him say those derogatory statements but him. You know, it's okay to take up for your people. I find myself doing it. And it's okay. And just like I told the other brother, somebody else said, what did he say? I don't even need to show you all this. He just said, bro, if half the club is mean mugging you, best get out of that space. I think he was just trying to be funny. But again, you know, where's that happening at? Because in most concentrated areas where there's a large number of Black Americans, you don't really see any white Americans. That's just a fact. If they are living amongst each other, demographically, that's something different. Like if you got somewhere that's integrated, I haven't seen I haven't seen a place that I have visited where it was even split of this many Blacks, this many whites, this many Blacks, this many Latinos, this many Blacks, this many Asians. So again, what I would say, if you judging people 47 million off of what 1,000 people said, and only 25% of those, not 50% like they try to say, it's only 25%. 25% of 1,000 is 250 people. See how easy it was for me to do math? That's not 50% of the 1,000. So no matter how you try to slice it, your numbers don't make sense. And I could have came with some more smoke for these people. I could have, but I don't see the point. But what I do see, what I do want to say is, listen, in order for this country as a whole, in order for this country as a whole, in order for it to get better, all people have to do is respect one another. You don't have to like me. You don't have to hang out with me. You don't have to do anything with me. But what should happen is a respect factor. What I won't do is disrespect you. What I won't do is speak trash on a whole race of people because of the actions of a few. Because if we look at it on a whole, should nobody deal with each other? I said that in the last video, just because of the actions of what other people did to other people. As a community, as a country, if we don't have tolerance for difference and people and their culture and the way they move, this country will eat itself. It's already happening. Because like I said, if you know anything about me and you've been with us from the beginning, and what I said on other videos is that this is not a problem for race. What goes on in this country has everything to do with class. Are you rich or are you poor? There's no more stuck in the middle because the middle class has been gutted. So if you in 2023 still think you have enemies because of the color of their skin, unfortunately, I feel sorry for you because you're blinded. You're blinded by what's really going on. It's not a race war, it's a class war. And unfortunately, if you don't have enough money, you are on the losing side. When you don't try to make things about race, or when you don't have to make things about race, and you treat people just by the content of their character. Martin Luther King says something to that effect. Just words of wisdom for the people in the future that want to get in my comments and say stuff that you don't necessarily has to be said, or if you want to have a conversation, let's make it constructive. Because when you resort to name calling, I will give you what you asked for. Everybody could be the toughest guy on the internet. Everybody could be, almost whatever they want to be on the internet. But what you can't do is come with a weak argument and think that's going to fly over here. Because everything I do, I try to give people the best information that I know, give you context. I just don't say shit without that. Okay? I wasn't even going to pod today. Excuse me. But what I will do is give y'all a pod tomorrow. This is just filler, if you want to call it that. This is just me responding to the Nans. Do your own math on that, if you can, Jack. That's all I got for you all. That's all I got. I want all of you to have an amazing day. Today is almost over, but have an amazing day tomorrow as well. I wish nothing but peace to you all on your journey, and that's everybody. Everybody's included when I say that. Can we all just get along? Right. Anyway, have a good day, good people. Peace. I'm out.
This is Young TP. You are listening to your Don't Listen podcast. Stop playing.